Welcome to Solverminds Solutions and Technologies, video-based user manual. This overview video will help you get started. In this video, we will see the detailed functionality of SVM BAPLIE Viewer. SVM BAPLIE Viewer helps the shipping industry in decoding and displaying the contents of BAPLIE EDI file. BAPLIE Viewer allows user to load the BAPLIE EDI file, from which user can view the BAPLIE details. This application provides a quick upload and export option, which provides an opportunity to navigate along with rows and columns of the BAPLIE EDI format, from one position to another as simple as scroll mouse click, and also handles standard BAPLIE files with and without line ends. When user uploads a BAPLIE file, the tool validates the file, and lets the user know if there are any incorrect or missing segments that prevent the file from being read. Java JRE version 1.6 or 1.7 or 1.8, Microsoft Excel, or OpenOffice, EDI, or TXT file are their system requirements for accessing the SVM BAPLIE Viewer. Note, the supported SMDG versions are 15, 20, 21, and 31. Now, let us start to work with SVM BAPLIE Viewer. On the toolbar, under File menu, click Open BAPLIE File. System opens this window. Select the EDI file and click Open. System loads the BAPLIE details. Once the BAPLIE file is loaded, the field details such as vessel, voyage, or leg, port, BAPLIE format, and weight unit are populated automatically in the screen. Note, based on the available container data, the utilities such as ISO container types, ISO port codes, slot loss mapping, port, ISO, operator, IMD GClass Remaps, BAPLIE Configuration, and data display configuration are predefined. The total number of records, total container weight in kilograms and in tons, TEUs and port of loading details are displayed at the bottom of the screen. In order to view the information of the selected BAPLIE file, select the BAPLIE File Info option under the File menu. System opens the BAPLIE File Information window, where you can see the details such as sender, recipient, time of preparation, control reference, etc., in the respective fields. In the File menu, to the right corner of the options, you can view the shortcut keys for the respective options. You can also use these shortcut keys to perform the specified action. Note, the recently used BAPLIE files get displayed here. Now, in this loaded BAPLIE file, user can filter the records in the grid by selecting the values from the column header. You can clear the filter by using the Clear Filter button. Select the weight unit from the drop-down list. The weight detail gets changed accordingly in the grid. In order to edit the particular cell or column, select this Enable for Edit Data checkbox. The editing fields become available to the user. Select either cell or column option. Note, if you select the column option, then you can either edit all the rows, or only the marked rows, by choosing the respective option. Select the required column name from this list. Based on the column selection, the appropriate fields become available to the user. Update the changes as required, and click Apply. Once updated, the system prompts this information. Double-click the required row from this grid. The system displays the entire container data in a window with the items and their respective values. You can edit the grid details using the Edit EDI Data option. You can either edit the particular cell or the entire column using the appropriate options available here. If column is selected as the option, then you can edit the marked row or all rows, depending on the requirement. Now, select the required column from this list. Based on the selection criterion, update the changes as required, and click Apply. The changes get applied throughout the application. You can export this container data to an Excel sheet, using the Export to Excel button. Click close to close the container data window. You can export the entire BAPLIE details to an Excel sheet using this Export to Excel button. On clicking this button, the system opens the Save As window. Select the location to save the Excel sheet. Enter the file name and click Save. System exports the Excel sheet to your local. Once the Excel sheet is exported, system prompts the following information message. Click OK. Open the saved Excel report to view the details from your local. Now, using this Custom Report button, you can customize and create your own custom reports. Click the Custom Report button, system opens the Custom Report window. The available fields are displayed here. Now, let us see how to create our own custom report with this available fields. Select a field from the available options and select what are all the fields that must be placed either in row, or column, or filter, or data from the drop-down list. And click Add to. The selected field is added in the place as per your selection. Search for the fields just by typing the field name in the field list search box. You can even drag and drop the fields as per your requirement. To do so, just select a field, drag it to the left and drop it in either filter area, or data, or column, or row area, as per your requirement. Similarly, add multiple fields to create your own custom report. This Show Grand Total checkbox allows you to sum up and display the grand total of the values in the fields. Click the Save Layout button to save the custom report. System opens this window to save the layout as XML file. Select the location to save the layout, type the file name and click Save. The system saves the custom report and prompts this information message. You can load the existing layout by just clicking the Load Layout button. The selected layout file will be loaded. You can export this custom report to Excel sheet, where you are provided with 3 export options. Export to Excel 2003 format. Export to Excel 2007 format. Export to CSV format. Select the desired option as required to export the custom report. You can download the updated EDI to your local by clicking the EDI download button. The system opens this window, where you can download all the data, or the required data, as per your choice, using the customized download option. Note, you can download the data in these 4 formats, namely SMDG 15, 20, 22, and 31. The file can be downloaded either as EDI, or as a text. After selecting the relevant details, click EDI download. The respective file gets downloaded in your local. SVM BAPLIE Viewer facilitates user with 2 main features, namely Bayview and reports. In Bayview, you can view and print the on-deck and in-hold equipment arrangement details graphically. The Bayview is displayed based on the color setup, bay, and display configurations, whereas the reports are displayed based on the data display configuration. Note, we will see about the Bayview in detail later in this video. Now, let us see the SVM BAPLIE Viewer reports. BAPLIE Viewer screen generates various reports. On the toolbar, click the Reports menu. System displays the available reports such as Container List, Container Type Summary, Cargo Summary, Load Port Summary by Operator, etc. Note, this menu includes reports based on various container types, such as Standard, IMDG, Special Type, and Break Bulk. Along with the container reports, this menu facilitates user with verified gross mass details, analysis and summary reports. Apart from the reports, you can view and print the bay details and full cargo plan as well. Let us now see the reports one by one in detail. Select the report Container List. System opens the Container List window. the system lists all the containers with their respective details. The weight unit, total number of records, weight and POL count are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can filter the report details from the column header. You can clear the filter, using the Clear Filter button. You can export this report to an Excel sheet using the Export to Excel button. Click Close to close this window. Now, let us have a look on the container type summary. Here, system categorizes the containers by its size and type, full and empty with their respective weight and average weight details. You can group the container type just by clicking this Group Type Mapping button. System displays this window where you can easily group the container types as required. Click this Enable for Edit checkbox, only then you can edit the details based on the requirement. Before editing, kindly read the note that is displayed at the bottom, in which you can use this symbol to combine multiple group types. Say for example, let us group the container type General with Ventilated. Once grouped, click Update. System prompts this validation message if the selected container type is already mapped with another container type. Click Yes to proceed further. The container type is updated, and the system prompts an information message stating to close and reopen the application to apply the new configuration. Now, let us have a look on the cargo summary. Here, the system displays the cargo summary details such as port, units, TEUs, total weight, etc. You can filter the records based on the requirement. Additionally, you can filter the records either based on port of discharge, or based on port of load using the cargo summary by option, and export the details to an Excel sheet, using the Export to Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the port summary by operator. Here, the system displays the summary of the load or discharge port with respect to the operator. The container summary details are categorized based on the container size. You can filter the records based on the requirement and export the details to an Excel sheet using the Export to Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the container data. Select the required record from the SVM BAPLIE Viewer main screen, and then select the Container Data submenu under the Reports menu, where you can view the complete details of the respective container, such as container ID, bay, slot, size, weight, dimensions, etc. You can export this container data to an Excel sheet using the Export to Excel button. Note: you can also view the container data by double-clicking the desired record from this grid. Now, let us have a look on the IMDG list. Here, system displays the details of IMDG containers. The weight unit, total number of records, total weight, and POL count are displayed at the bottom of the screen. Using this IMDG list, you can create your own custom report by using the Custom Report button. You can filter the records based on the requirement and export the details to an Excel sheet using the Export Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the IMDG Cargo Summary. Here, the system displays the IMDG Cargo Summary details, categorized based on the deck and hold position of the containers, and also displays the total by summing up the respective deck and hold values. You can filter the records based on the requirement and export the details to an Excel sheet using the Export to Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the reefer list. Here, the system displays the details of the reefer containers, such as bay, stowage, container ID, etc. The weight unit, total number of records, total weight, and POL count are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can filter the records based on the requirement and export the details to an Excel sheet using the Export to Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the OOG Cargo Summary. Here, the system displays the details of the out-of-gauge container, such as bay, stowage, container ID, etc. The weight unit, total number of records, total weight, and POL count are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can filter the records based on the requirement, and export the details to an Excel sheet, using the Export to Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the break bulk report. Here, the system displays the details of the break bulk cargo, such as bay, stowage, bulk reference, etc. The weight unit, total number of records, total weight and POL count are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can filter the records based on the requirement, and export the details to an Excel sheet, using the Export to Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the VGM Detail. Here, the system displays the verified gross mass details, such as container number, gross weight, contact information, communication contact, handling instructions, and transport service requirements. The weight unit is displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can filter the records as per the requirement, and export the details to an Excel sheet, using the Export to Excel button. The general statistics under Reports menu is categorized into weight units, TEUs, tonnage, sheet, and stack weight summary. Click Weight. The system opens this window, where you can customize the rows and columns as required. You can save this layout to your local, load the existing saved layout and export these details to Excel sheet or CSV format as required, using the respective buttons. You can view the grand total of the weight corresponding to the selection criteria, using the Show Grand Total checkbox. Similarly, you can view the units, TEUs, tonnage, sheet, and stack weight summary report details. Now, let us have a look on the transversal weight summary. Here, the total bays with their port side and starboard side details are displayed at the left side of the screen. The ships list that is created by horizontal cargo distribution is displayed at the right side of the screen. You can also view these details with respect to a specified port of discharge by selecting the required option from this port of discharge list. You can also calculate the cargo-induced ship list by entering the ballast, fuel, and light ship in the respective fields. The cargo value is calculated automatically, as per the selection. Once you enter the values in ballast, fuel, and light ship, the displacement value gets calculated automatically and displayed in the screen. The condition on how the cargo-induced ship list is calculated have been clearly illustrated in the note that is available. In order to view the transversal summary weight, click this button and you will be redirected to the General Statistics Transversal Weight window. You can even customize this summary report by dragging the rows and columns. You can save this layout to your local, load the existing saved layout, and export these details to Excel sheet or CSV format as required. You can view the grand total of the weight corresponding to the selection criteria, using the Show Grand Total checkbox. Now, let us have a look on the analysis of container data. Here, the system displays the details such as error status, number of errors, description, number, slot, size, etc. The containers are analyzed, based on the constraints such as 20 feet containers, in the 40 feet bay, or vice versa, suspicious weight container, containers with same ID number, incorrect container ID, container without ID string, slots occupied by more than one container, IMDG container with missing UN number, container with incorrect IMD GClass, containers that should have been on deck, containers that should have been on below deck, and suspected hanging containers. You can also group these analyses by using this Group By option. The total number of errors found in the file is displayed at the bottom of the screen. In order to view the description of the error containers, double-click the required record from this grid. The system opens the container data window, where you can view all the details of the respective container.
you can export the details to an Excel sheet, using the Export to Excel button. Now, let us have a look on the Bayview. Note, Bayview facilitates user to view the arrangement of containers in the single bay for both in-deck and on-hold views. The fundamental information of the bay such as sender, recipient, etc., are displayed at the top of the screen. The bay details, units, port information and the name of the file are displayed. With these navigation keys, you can navigate to the next, or previous, or first, or last bay as required. Select the required bay number from this list. The bays for on-deck and in-hold can be viewed separately by selecting the respective option from this list. Note, you can also view the both on-deck and in-hold bays together in a single view. The selection area of bays such as discharge port, load port, empty, delivery port, etc. can be selected from this list. On right-clicking the particular bay, the respective container data gets displayed. Click the Legend button in order to view the color legends of the ports and container size indication. You can print this Bayview using the Print button. Now, let us have a look on the full cargo plan. Note, the full cargo plan facilitates user to view the arrangement of containers for all the bays, including both in-deck and on-hold views. The fundamental information of the full cargo plan such as sender, recipient, etc., are displayed at the top of the screen. Here, system displays the entire Bayview in a single sheet. With these navigation keys, you can navigate to the next, or previous, or first, or last bay as required. You can select the Bayview pages from this list. The selection area of bays such as discharge port, load port, empty, delivery port, etc. can be selected from this list. You can use colors and grid lines as per your requirement by just selecting and clearing the respective checkboxes. You can view the color legends of ports and container size indication using the Legend button. Note, the description for various graphics used in the illustration, and the color legends for various ports involved in the voyage are explained in the left corner of the screen. You can save the changes, if any made to this cargo plan, using the Save button. You can print this Bayview by using the Print button. Now, let us have a look on the bay's printout. This report is designed exclusively for printing the Bayview. The fundamental information of the bay's printout, such as sender, recipient, etc., are displayed at the top of the screen. With these navigation keys, you can navigate to the next, or previous, or first, or last page as required. You can select the desired bay from this list. Select, or clear the Show Grid checkbox, to display, or hide the grid lines respectively. You can change the grid color, and bay design color by using the G and N buttons respectively. You can change the color by selecting the Enable for Edit checkbox, select the desired color from the palette, and click Save. You can print this Bayview using the Print button. Now, let us see the SVM BAPLIE Viewer utilities. BAPLIE Viewer facilitates user with various utilities. On the toolbar, click the Utility menu. The system displays the available utilities such as ISO container types, ISO port codes, slot lost mapping, etc. Let us now see the utilities one by one in detail. First comes the ISO container types. Here, the system displays the predefined ISO container type details. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to edit the details. Once the checkbox is selected, the buttons such as Add, Remove and Update becomes available to the user. To add the new container type, click the Add button, and Euro become available to the user. Input the required details in the appropriate fields, and click Update. Note, after adding a new detail, you must reopen the respective screen, to update or delete the same.
To edit the existing detail, double-click the required row from the grid, edit the details as required, and click Update to incorporate the changes. Reopen the screen again to remove an existing row, select the desired row from the grid, and click Remove button. Now, let us have a look on the ISO port code. Here, the system displays the predefined port details. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to edit the details. Once the checkbox is selected, the buttons such as Add, Remove, and Update becomes available to the user. To add the new port detail, click the Add button, and Euro become available to the user. Input the required details in the appropriate fields, and click Update. Same as the ISO container type, you must reopen the respective screen to edit or update the details. Click here to view how edit and delete the row details. Now, let us have a look on the slot loss mapping. Here, you define the slot loss, based on the weight and size type of the container. Note, slot loss details are added to know the unused space in the containers. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to edit the details. Once the checkbox is selected, the Update option becomes available to the user. Just double-click on a row to edit, change the value manually, and click Update in order to incorporate the changes. Now, let us have a look on the port remap. Here, the invalid port details are remapped with a predefined valid port. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to edit the details. Once the checkbox is selected, the buttons such as Add, Remove, and Update becomes available to the user. To add the new port detail, click the Add button, and Euro become available to the user. Input the required details in the appropriate fields, and click Update. Same as the ISO container type, you must reopen the respective screen to edit or update the details. Click here to view how edit and delete the row details. Now, let us have a look on the ISO remap. Here, the invalid ISO details are remapped with a valid one. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to edit the details. Once the checkbox is selected, the buttons such as Add, Remove, and Update becomes available to the user. To add the ISO detail, click the Add button, and Euro become available to the user. Input the required details in the appropriate fields, and click Update. Same as the ISO container type, you must reopen the respective screen to edit or update the details. Click here to view how edit and delete the row details. Now, let us have a look on the operator remap. Here, the invalid operator details are remapped with a predefined valid operator. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to edit the details. Once the checkbox is selected, the buttons such as Add, Remove, and Update becomes available to the user. To add the new operator detail, click the Add button, and Euro become available to the user. Input the required details in the appropriate fields, and click Update. Same as the ISO container type, you must reopen the respective screen to edit or update the details. Click here to view how edit and delete the row details. Now, let us have a look on the IMD GClass Remap. IMD GClass mapping allows the user to identify the subsidiary risk and the code associated with it for the dangerous goods. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to edit the details. Once the checkbox is selected, the buttons such as Add, Remove, and Update becomes available to the user. To add the new port detail, click the Add button, and Euro become available to the user. Input the required details in the appropriate fields, and click Update. Same as the ISO container type, you must reopen the respective screen to edit or update the details. Click here to view how edit and delete the row details. Now, let us have a look on the color setup. Here, you can configure the colors for viewing the BAPLIE, as required by just selecting the Enable for Edit checkbox. Select the required color from the palette, and click Save. The system prompts an information message. Click the default button to reset all the configured colors. Now, let us have a look on the BAPLIE configuration. Here, you can configure the minimum and maximum values for row, deck, and in hold, for viewing the BAPLIE details, by selecting the Enable for Edit checkbox. Input the minimum and maximum values for the row, deck, and in hold bays in the respective fields. Note, the minimum value for row must not exceed 4, whereas for deck the range lies between 80 and 92. You can reset all the configured values using the Default Values button. If the entered values does not comply with the discussed parameters, then the system prompts appropriate validation. Input the values accordingly, and click Save. Now, let us have a look on the data display configuration. Here, you can set the port code, and port display formats, decimal conversion, Bayview, font and size. Select the port code, and port display formats, decimal conversion, and Bayview font and size from the respective lists. Note, the numerical values in the entire application are displayed, with respect to the selected decimal conversion. After setting the display configurations, click Save. Now, let us see how to create the custom reports. Here, you can create the desired custom reports by mapping the respective report's XML file. This utility facilitates user to add the desired customized reports that are frequently used or considered most important for users' ease of access. Select the Enable for Edit checkbox in order to create the desired custom report. On selecting the checkbox, the buttons such as Add, Remove, Update, Move Up, and Move Down become available to the user. To add the new custom report, click the Add button. The system opens this window, where you can select the required XML file from your local, and click Open. The respective XML file's path gets uploaded in the custom report creation module. Double-click the appropriate row, and enter the report name under the custom report name header. Note, you can add a maximum of 15 reports. For rearranging the placement of the custom reports, click the Move Up and Move Down buttons. After adding the report, click the Update button. The respective details gets updated in the custom report creation grid. You can remove the existing row using the Remove button. Now, you can see a new menu. Custom report creation is added in the toolbar. The list of reports added under the custom report creation screen is listed under the CUS menu. You can double-click and open the required report. The respective report gets displayed. SVM BAPLIE Viewer provides more help options for the user, which are available under Help menu. You are provided with Usermanual, which is an online video roadmap. You can download the latest version of the application online, read the FAQs, reviews, find the contact details, and navigate to the home page. For more support on SVM BAPLIE Viewer, contact helpdesk@solverminds.com. This concludes our module. Thanks for watching and good luck.